Across France, there are thousands of beautiful chateaux. Many are being brought back to life.
Oh, I like that.
Voila.
By adventurous Brits.
It adds a certain je ne sais quoi.
They're taking on the challenge.
Blank bit of paper. Let the imagination flow.
To transform these once unloved buildings.
At this stage of my life, I don't think I'm intending to be a bricklayer.
Into incredible homes.
We're making our own palace.
And businesses.
That's so much better. That's really brought this space to life.
There'll be triumphs.
I don't believe it! You did it!
And setbacks.
Oh.
Abort. We'll start again.
But however hard the going gets...
It's now ruined another bit of the mirror.
We might have to make another mould for this bit.
Those who've made the move...
It's looking sturdy.
...get to live the dream.
That's it.
As custodians of their very own castle. Today...
Oh, wow.
One chateau owner reaches breaking point...
That's a major...
as plans for a new fireplace fall apart.
I'm just glad Debbie isn't here to see it.
Unusual building materials...
That is fairly typical.
...spell trouble for one chateau's new garden feature.
Oh, another one down.
And as this pair launch an art gallery, they mean business.
Got to make money.
I know.
We can't just put people's objects in our building and not make anything out of them. You're too generous.
In central France lies the stunning 19th century Chateau DIY, a former hunting lodge. It sheltered French resistance fighters during the Second World War. Now, it belongs to couple Nigel and Debbie, who bought it for £280,000 18 months ago and have been lovingly restoring it ever since.
Debbie, she's very artistic.
He's pretty good. He's pretty good at DIY, aren't you, Nige?
Never heard you say that before.
Yes, you.
Situated in Limousin, the pair run the chateau as a B&B and have renovated 4 bedrooms and a salon at the front of the chateau for guests. Now they're starting work on the back salon, which will become their own private space.
Is really the final room on the ground floor that needs doing. It started off as maybe just a repaint, and it's ended up with a pellet boiler, new curtains, paint.
This is how Deb works. She starts it off all small and, oh, it's going to be an easy job. Just a little bit of paint, and we'll just give it a freshen up. OK, Deb. Oh, we'll change this, we'll change that while we're at it. And instead of being a small job, it ends into quite a major job.
But the thing is, in my view, it's if we're going to do it, we might as well do it properly.
As it's to become the family salon, today's first job is to make sure it will be sufficiently warm during the long winter months.
You ready for this, then?
Let's get started on this salon.
To reduce expensive heating costs, Nigel and Debbie have opted for a cost-effective pellet stove.
Ready?
Yep.
But before they install it, Debbie wants Nigel to revamp the old fireplace, much to his dismay.
I quite like this fireplace, you know.
Inevitably, Nigel always likes everything that's been taken out, don't you, Nige?
No, I wouldn't say that, but I quite like this.
I'm not saying I dislike it, but what I'm saying is it's not fitting for the room.
Deb, you have better taste than me.
Yeah, I know.
Is that why you chose me?
Is that why you chose it? Yeah.
I think this antique fireplace is made of softwood, Deb.
I think it's not antique.
As Nigel prizes off the wooden surround, their suspicions are proved right.
We've got foam.
Oh, yeah.
He's put foam up there to fasten it into the walls.
So that's proof it's not antique.
Yeah, they didn't.
They didn't have foam guns
They didn't have
circa 1800.
As the final bits of the wooden frame come off, Nigel and Debbie can cast an eye up their chimney shaft.
Oh, that's good. Deb, it's not blocked at all. You can see right up.
Excellent.
Come and have a look.
Okay.
Have a look.
Oh, wow. There's a bit of soot up there, Nigel, a bit of bird muck. But it's a good sign that that came out without anything falling
nothing came down. I was
No.
expecting a few dead birds,
something.
dead pigeons.
Yeah. No, that's good.
The chimney might be in good order, but the wall around it needs to be repaired.
Unfortunately, as we've taken it off, some loose plaster's come away with it. It's gone back to the brickwork, so I need to fill all that and smooth it off and repair it.
But that's not all. The chimney seems to have lost its arch.
If you're looking at, like, the original curve of the fireplace there, and you can see it up to there, it goes... And then what they've done is they've just hacked this bottom bit. So
we need to put a new curve
we need to put a new curve in.
Where do you buy those from?
Curves. I've got loads.
Repairing the chimney's wall and craggy arch is going to take some time, but Debbie's looking on the bright side.
That looks better already.
Amongst the sun-suffused vineyards of Languedoc is the stunning 39-room Chateau du Puy-et-Prat, a family-run hotel and home bought by photographer Tim and former fashion designer Sasha for £350,000. Their lifeblood is weddings, which they run with their daughter Lily and her boyfriend Luke.
We are really lucky and privileged to have Lily, our daughter, one of our 6 children, working with us, and her partner Luke, and that has allowed us more freedom to enjoy life here on projects for Sasha to go back to being the artist she always was and painting, and for me to come up with crazy projects that fulfill me as well.
Located near Toulouse, the pastoral landscape has been long favoured by painters and poets and is the perfect environment for Tim and Sasha to nurture their artistic talents. Sasha has indulged her love of gardening.
Oh, doesn't that look nice?
And last year, Tim designed a pathway through their bamboo forest to a viewing bench at the end.
To us and the view.
Perfect.
Today, Tim is getting to work on another bamboo-inspired garden feature. Making use of their huge bamboo forest, he's planning to construct something unusual to provide shade from the scorching summer sun.
The bamboo tunnel came from a discussion that Sasha and Luke had together about creating an outdoor area with a cover to grow flowers for the weddings.
I always gardened. It's part of my life. It is my life. Apart from you, of course, my darling.
She's got green fingers. Thank you. Thank you very much.
To make sure the bamboo can be moulded into an arch, Tim has to select his canes very carefully.
A lot of it is not that strong. It snaps internally, and you get that situation where that is now weak. I can't really use that. But my first operation is to do the bamboo test to determine which pieces of bamboo are strong enough or pliable enough to use. Instantly, I can tell this one will snap because it's not green.
Less than half of the bamboo Tim has harvested can survive his flex test.
There.
But he comes up with a clever plan.
So what I've found over weeks of testing is to use green bamboo, freshly cut, but in bundles of 5 strapped together. And if one snaps, there's 4 others to keep it supported.
Tim has worked out a plan for his construction, and he's called in Luke to help drilling in holes to slot the bamboo.
So I'm going to go until the handle hits the ground. The hard part is when you hit stones, it stops it spinning.
How's it going?
Where is that?
How's it going?
Good.
So,
Right, do you want to put yours in first?
Yep. The object of angling the holes that Luke's been drilling is to end up with the first couple of feet of the hoop being vertical. So there's room for the flower bed.
There we go, that's better.
Is it?
Yeah, that's better.
That's ideal. OK,
Right, I'll finish the holes.
press on with the hose, that would be great.
So as Luke gets drilling,
Oh, another one down.
Tim has the somewhat back-breaking task
No.
of sourcing flexible bamboo cane.
Some people think I'm mad.
With only 2 of the 15 hoops made, this is going to be a lengthy process. In the Nouvelle-Aquitaine region of central France, where nearly a third of the country's wine is made, sits a 17-room former 15th century fortress, Chateau DIY. It belongs to retired commercial director Belinda and her lighting designer husband Lee, who bought it for £378,000 in 2015.
Never in my wildest dreams when I was growing up did I think that this was where I would end up, you know.
You say when you were a little boy and they said to you at school, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I'd say...
You didn't say, I want to be a chateau, a châtelain.
No.
A châtelain.
No. I do remember saying...
You didn't say that. Fireman?
I'm a prince and princes need to live in a castle.
Situated near Limoges in the heart of rural France, thanks to Belinda's managerial experience and Lee's DIY skills, the chateau now includes a successful B&B business with 4 guest suites. And they converted the castle keep, or donjon, into an event space where they even hosted a fashion show.
When we moved here, one of the keystone things we felt was absolutely important and vital to us is that we integrate within the local community.
The couple also want locals involved in their next venture. With business down due to lack of tourism, they've come up with a new idea to bring in some revenue.
So we've got an empty space. Originally, it had another life. It was going to be an office, but it never materialised. We didn't need that office space. So it's been standing empty for quite a while, and we don't like empty space doing nothing, wasting money.
The empty space is the 2-storey outbuilding, which they hope to convert into an art gallery and a second-hand goods shop known as a brocante. Today's first job is to trawl through a heap of unwanted stuff they've collected over the years to find items to put up for sale.
How does this happen? You've got bags and bags of handbags. There's irony there, isn't it?
It's my Louis Vuitton, look.
Yeah.
It's my anyway.
A Louis Vuitton, much treasured handbag, costing a fortune, ended up in a bag of junk in a loft in France. There's value for money.
Even without all this stuff, space is going to be tight.
So the beds, the French bed, are we going to actually make it up into a bed with the rails and everything?
I didn't think so because it's too big. So once you put a table here, I mean, you could have a bed there, I suppose, but I think it sells itself. If you just, as a display item, you can see it's a bed. We've got the side rails aren't interesting.
Would there be room here? Would there be room here? Because, or would it block the window out too much?
You want a visual hit when you get in here. You go, and you're immediately drawn to it. I don't know. I'm just saying.
You can't put it in front of that window. You can't put it in front of any of the grey cladding. So where does it go? That's the only place for it.
Agreeing to disagree, they begin the arduous task of clearing everything out.
A waxing strip from a clock. What is that doing up here? Should be using that later.
Everywhere I looked, there was just sacks of stuff, and it's got to be moved from there to somewhere else. I don't even know where it's going to go.
Once they've found stock to sell amongst all this clutter, they can start to source local art for the gallery. Not far from the Mediterranean in southern France...
That's a good one.
Tim's bamboo tunnel is slowly taking shape, to the delight of his wife, Sasha.
Wow, look at that!
Right.
4 hoops up.
I know. We're going to get a 5th one up now.
Wow.
1, 2, 3.
While her husband cracks on,
OK, I'm in.
ex-fashion designer Sasha is getting creative with her own garden project on the other side of the chateau. Sasha has already transformed a former bathing pond into a serenity garden, a space for guests to explore when they stay at the chateau. Now she's expanding the garden with a xeriscape, a landscaped area featuring plants that can survive on minimal water.
Xeriscape garden is basically a Mediterranean garden because we have very, very little rain here. We had about 4 months without a single drop.
Today, Lily, her daughter, is helping out.
We've worked together for, gosh, 4 years, 5 years?
I've been here for about 5 years now.
We don't argue actually at all. Working together, it's good. We have fun.
Their first job is to lay cardboard on top of the beds. This will help trap moisture in the ground to stop the soil drying out.
It's called no-dig.
No-dig gardens.
No-dig gardening. And you put a layer of cardboard and then everything else goes on the top. OK, I'll take that. Layer it over so there's no gaps. That's it.
Little insight to mine and Luke's shopping.
Yeah.
Cat towers and food processors.
We just need a bit more down here. Thank you.
Next, they lay soil over the cardboard.
Could you help me up with that? Well, it's a bit heavy. Oh, no, that way. There. Oh. Hey!
Mulch goes on next, made from shredded bamboo, to stop water evaporating.
And this way. All of this has to go on all of there. The mulch has to be at least 4 inches thick. You know what the easiest thing is? Yeah. On it goes. It's like a layer cake, I suppose.
You're chucking it on where we already have it.
Oh, well.
Rocks are added to make a border.
Just don't drop it on my feet.
Well, you shouldn't be wearing sandals. OK, ready?
Yep. This is like playing a game of petanque. Oh! Lily, we need bigger stones.
What's wrong with these?
They're too small.
Have we not got enough?
No. There you go.
OK.
There you go.
Right.
With the ground prepped, the next stage will be to get planting.
Over the top.
Meanwhile, Tim is making progress on his tunnel, albeit a little slowly.
OK, I'm in.
Back in central France, Debbie and Nigel are mid-renovation on their back salon.
So, what's next, Nige?
They've been restoring the old fireplace, which will eventually house a pellet stove to give what will become the family's main sitting room some much-needed warmth. But first, Nigel needs to mend the craggy arch and tile the hearth.
If we did it to the edge, then there'd be a gap at the other side.
All right.
I mean, we can. I'm just working out how much to go. OK, happy with that?
Yep, that looks good. Or it will.
What I'll do then, I'll put a frame round,
Yeah.
take the tiles off, and then start putting
Start
some
cementing.
concrete in. We've got a slight problem here that, in as far as these 2 bits of floor are at different levels, I'm going to take that screw halfway out and put a chock underneath to bring it up to the same level, so that when we're concreting, we've got all at the same level.
Debbie chose the tiles and, as ever, has firm ideas on the room's new decor.
I'm really looking forward to getting rid of these curtains. They're stained, dirty, drab, horrible. They certainly won't fit in with my plans, so yeah, I'll be glad to see the back of them. That's one down.
Hey, they look better at the other side. Just turn them round.
I think that wouldn't work, Nige.
Oh, you would.
How are you going to fasten it to the rails? So they're going to the charity shop, so somebody will benefit from them, just not me.
He might not get his way with the curtains, but Nigel does have his ideas for the concrete hearth. He's putting down plastic first.
If ever the hearth needs taking out, the concrete won't be stuck to the wood then. It'll be easier just to lift it and take it out. What I'm going to use to protect the floor is a very expensive bin bag. In fact, I'm going to save money. I'm going to cut it in half so that I don't need to use two.
Champagne Chateau, absolutely on a beer budget.
It's not that I'm tight.
No.
I just have short arms and deep pockets.
Yeah, exactly.
Thrifty floor protector laid.
Oh,
perfect.
Marvellous.
Is that good?
Sometimes I even amaze myself.
Have you had compost in that bag, by any chance?
Oh, maybe. Why is a bit of dirt?
Is there a bit of dirt?
See, it's been used the second time. It's already been used for one thing.
You like to leave your mark, don't you, Nigel?
As Debbie clears up after him, Nigel begins work on the concrete.
It's a bit wet, so I'm going to put a bit more in.
Is it just guesswork, Nigel, then?
Yeah, just guesswork.
No weighing or anything?
You can always tell a Yorkshireman.
Aye.
But you can't tell him much.
You can't tell him anything.
18 months into their chateau journey, Debbie and Nigel understand each other's sense of humour.
It's got a bit of a low spot there, so I need to get a bit more in.
Are you supposed to use your spirit level, Nigel, to tamp?
Oh, yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Is it
Makes it go better.
Is that what professionals do? You need a shorter bit of wood to tamp that.
We've reached as far as we can go where it's all level. The back hasn't been able to put in a level at the back, so I'll just finish that off by eye, which isn't a problem because it's going to be behind the stove.
He's not so good at clearing up, but he's pretty good at levels.
Next on the menu for this renovation is tiling the hearth and making this fireplace a statement feature in the salon.
What a mess.
In central France, Belinda and Lee are trying to create an extra revenue stream by opening an art gallery and brocante in one of their outbuildings. They're keen to showcase work by local artists, so today they've invited glassmaker Joanna to bring along some of her designs.
So this is actually a copy of a medieval princess.
Beautiful. We need more space to exhibit them.
We could put them on a light box.
Perfect.
And that'll... It shows them off really nice.
That's what I do, yeah.
Melted bottom.
This sort of local craftsmanship is exactly what Belinda and Lee want to promote in their gallery.
Very nice.
Yeah, very nice.
Well, I want to get up and get this going now.
It's so inspiring, isn't it?
I'm so excited by this.
So ex-commercial director Belinda is quick to do what she does best, business.
Clearly, we're not going to be in a position to take a huge financial risk. So something like these, I don't think we'd be buying from you. I think we'd be putting them up here, selling them, and then taking a commission. But then you see something like this, if we were to take a quantity, we could buy them.
Yeah, yeah,
and that would give you certainty. So we'll reach an agreement on price and then we will sell them.
Belinda and I tend to differ on our ethos for the space because I'm quite keen to have a more artistic and creative side. She's got a much more honed commercial eye and she's not lost sight of the actual goal, which is this has got to make money for us. OK, come in, Sally, come in.
Their friend Sally has brought in a collection of bric-a-brac that might make a good sale in their brocante.
This actually was in my house when I bought my house.
No.
It has obviously been there at least 60 years, so I brought that.
Perfect.
As I say, when I first got here, I was addicted to going to all the brocantes and all the stores. So, bread box, can't not have a bread box. So that's to go on your doorstep or hung on a nail at your front door, so the bread man pops in the baguettes and off they go. Oh, a wee bit musty.
Put it over here on the table, it's quite heavy.
But again, it was just such a beautiful thing, I couldn't not have it. It's obviously Italian, it's a Carlo Vontini. but it works just if you squeeze it.
Some of those items Sally bought, I don't think she's going to want a lot of money for them.
Well, that's up to her.
And I think we can sell them and make some on top.
A small amount, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we've got to make money.
I know.
We can't just put people's objects in our building that we're lighting and heating and caring for and not make anything out of them. You're too generous.
No, it's just I've got a thing about... I'm not a commercial person. I
am, so let me do
That's why you do the commercial stuff and I don't. But I just love the idea that one of the kind of keystones of what we wanted to do was immerse ourselves in local culture, and this is another road into that. This is the start of something that could be something really, really good.
In Limousin, Debbie's brushing up on her design skills as she and husband Nigel continue renovations in their back salon. She took the creative reins when they refurbished the front salon, where she chose bright colours to complement the sun-filled space. But here in the family salon, she's opted for richer tones.
So what I need to do next is get some paint on the walls, try and convince Nigel that I've made the right decision. It's supposed to be darker than that. When I first opened the tin, I thought, oh, crikey, it's completely different to how I thought it was going to be. But now I've actually put this on the wall, I think it is going to work out really well. So I'm quite happy with that. I've got to convince his lordship. So...
To help Nigel visualise her colour scheme, she's hanging one of the new curtains.
That's not quite on properly, but it'll do. So, Nige?
Yeah?
Right, I've done a mock-up.
Oh.
What do you mean, oh? I just wanted to try and get a vision of the colours together. You know, the idea is that darker colour contrasts with because the turquoise on the curtains it's quite bright, so I wanted to tone it down a little bit with a darker wall. Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm not sure. You like it?
I'm very happy with it. I think it looks stunning when it's all done.
I think it might be a bit lighter when it dries.
No, I think it'll be darker when it dries. It usually darkens, doesn't it?
Looks bloody awful. We've got the paint now, so let's give it a go.
Reluctantly agreeing to Debbie's colour concepts, Nigel goes back to the fireplace to make a start on tiling the hearth.
I think I've got enough tile adhesive here. In fact, I think I've overdone it. Don't like wasting money. There's 6 different types of tile, and I'm trying to get them so we've not got the same pattern reoccurring. It's normally Debbie's job making artistic decisions. I don't like that end tile. I don't like those 2 blues together. Change it now, otherwise I won't be able to do it later. See the suction there? That's a major...
He's accidentally ripped up the concrete he laid yesterday.
I can't take it all up and redo it all. In fact, what I'm going to do... bang all this tile adhesive in and just stick it down.
Chucking in more adhesive, Nigel runs the risk of an uneven surface.
What I'll do it make this tile weak in the corner, and if you stand on it, it'll probably crack. I don't like bodging things. I'm just glad Debbie isn't here to see it. I can just look down all the lines just to make sure they're all aligned.
Wow.
How's that looking?
That looks incredible.
Yeah, it's come up nice, hasn't it?
I really like it, Nige.
Don't stand on it.
Oh, no. This is exactly what I imagined. You know, it's nicer, actually, and I'm really pleased with the effect of the tiles. what a difference it'll make to this room. I can see it all coming together now.
Good.
With Debbie's seal of approval, albeit not knowing the full story, Nigel can now mend the fireplace arch and help paint the salon. And before long, the family will have a new sitting room. In southern France, Tim and Luke are busy working on their bamboo tunnel.
You alive?
Just about.
They've had to stop work on building the hoops as they need to find more flexible cane.
I think he might be on the other side of the fence.
Oh, that old excuse. You've got it.
Is that him?
That's it. Shake it.
Right, OK, I found it. He is on our side.
They're hunting for shoots long enough to curve and strong enough to bend.
So that one's a no. These two are a maybe.
So which is it?
The two in the middle.
Those two?
Are the ones that I've just pulled out.
As they continue to hunt for bamboo on the other side of the chateau,
That's going to go in there.
Sasha and her daughter Lily are planting their newly prepared xeriscape garden beds.
Plants I'm planting here are Mediterranean plants. They need good drainage, but nourishment.
Once in the ground, these drought-tolerant plants can go for days and sometimes weeks without water.
This is a bit trial and error, because I'm just putting the plants where I think they might be happiest. Look at this lovely root ball in here. Beautiful. We just gently massage it so that the roots have space to spread out.
Lily also has her own design ideas.
Oh, no, no, no. Have you been taking them out of there?
I took one.
Oh, you're naughty.
One.
That was planted over there.
That's a garden that you water, and they don't take as much water. It'll do better over here.
She's pinching my plants from the garden now. Beautiful.
That's the wrong end.
What?
You put it on the wrong end. This is my end.
OK, it's your
You
end.
stay on your end.
Love it.
I think I've taken over this side of the garden for sure. I've kind of politely said, I'll finish this side if you go down that way. So I can get this end done. I just want to do it how I want to do it.
My daughter has her own mind. She learnt it from me.
With Lily out of sight, Sasha takes matters into her own hands and rejigs her daughter's plants.
There. Perfect. Get a load of stones and she won't even notice. Be quick.
I can see already there's a plant there that I did not put there. I don't think it looks right.
Oh, no. It does, look. I don't... It's not my fault.
Well, it literally is.
It's all good fun.
Mom and daughter try to put their differences aside and finish planting together.
Perfection.
Putting soil around it.
Yep, yep.
It's taken them 2 days to create a sustainable xeriscape within the Serenity Garden. Not only will it thrive in the hot summer months, but it will bring much delight to their guests.
Whoa.
It's not a high five. Bet you wish I wore gloves now you kissed that.
All over the world, there are gardeners who are interested in visiting gardens. So what I hope is that our hotel guests come in and they find inspiration and pleasure out of just seeing the different plants that are growing here.
I'm going to push this one out.
With their work completed, it's time to check on the boys.
It took you 2 hours yesterday to do 5.
I did a lot of prep work on Sunday.
Excuses, excuses. Lily and I have been hard at it.
You made a whole zero garden.
Oh, come on, there's nothing structural there. It wasn't an engineering product.
Come and see our rock walls.
Have you seen all the other hoops lined up, ready?
No.
Double check the
Looks
tightness.
like a complete mess to me.
It's a tough job, this. OK, look.
Oh, blimey.
Whoa. It's funny how they get things done as soon as we arrive. First one up of the day.
Unlike the new garden, Tim's project is going to need a lot more time and energy before it's ready. In central France, Lee and Belinda are hoping to bring in new business by converting an outbuilding into an art gallery and brocante. They're a long way off opening, but Lee's keen to get a head start.
What I would like to do next is take an area and mock up what a corner of the shop would look like, so that before we actually start fitting out the whole area, we know what works and what doesn't, and we can play with it on a small scale.
Let's do it.
So if we put one here...
The modern pictures they're putting up have been supplied by a local photographer.
I'm going to do this the quick way. Lee's quick and easy way to hang pictures.
Measure once, measure twice, hang once.
No, you don't want wet rubbish. Come on, I'll show you what to do.
Oh, no!
Don't try this at home. No, I think I should have done it properly.
Oh, dear God.
With pictures finally up, next, taking their new glasswork pieces, Lee is creating a display table with some backlight, a trick he learned as a lighting designer.
So I'll just get the light, put this under here. Now, this light's an LED tile, but it's got ooh, it's got a dimmer on it, so you get a nice soft wash of white light over here. So I've got these two pieces of stained glass which were loaned to us, and I was just going to put them on the table here to see how they look. So they look really pretty like that, really nice.
Determined to up the ante as an alternative, he's going to try using the pieces on an LED tile light.
So I can put a nice gold frame on it and then lay these pieces in the frame. But I'm quite pleased with this. I can imagine what the finished product will look like. So that's a really nice framed piece, and that could hang on the wall anywhere comfortably. Or I've got another piece here. Doesn't that look nice? That looks absolutely stunning. Yeah, I'm liking this. But, as always, I need to defer to the boss. She will have a view, and I'm sure it's going to be slightly different to mine, so I'll wait and see what Belinda says about it. So, come and have a look at this, then.
What you been doing? Ooh! Yeah.
So, I've got the rest of the photos up.
I like that.
I've used the light under the table to diffuse the light and backlight the stained glass, but I also had a sample LED tile, which I put over there and put a gold frame around it.
Got any more of those?
Yeah, I have, actually.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and we can make a lot proper light box.
This whole table we could use for that glass art, can't we?
Yeah, but that could be hung on a wall.
Beautiful, isn't it? That really
I really
is.
want that,
I
actually.
know
I really love it. I think it's such
That is such a beautiful piece.
Just so you can see the colour of this, I can put that.
Do you know, I'm
more
really
directly.
excited.
Look at that.
To do a display on this table. Honestly, I just can't wait to get this sorted. I might have a go at this later, actually. The vision's there now for me. I can see the future. I can see the Chateau Brocante shop. And I think, I think actually we're going to make some money out of this. I do.
The gallery is coming together, but there is still a lot of DIY to do to create the brocante before they can finally open to the public. In central France, the newly painted family Salon has had the pipe for the pellet burner installed, so Nigel and Debbie can tackle one last outstanding job, fixing the craggy arch they uncovered in the fireplace.
So two choices.
Yeah.
Either we put the plaster in and smooth it round, or I get my angle grinder and grind to a line to try and make a smooth arch.
Right.
I'd rather do it by plaster.
Do it by plaster,
But if
right.
it doesn't work, that's
the second option.
That's plan B.
It's Nigel's first attempt at plastering.
I'm hoping this will do the job. It's a type of plaster, enduit de lissage, which means a smoothing coat. See, the thing is, I don't know what the consistency needs to be. I've never done it before. It's a job where I'd been happy to have paid a professional to come in and do it, if I'd had the money to do it. Let's see. Ah, it is sticking.
Oh, that's really good consistency, Nigel.
It's whether we can smooth it out or not. It's just like icing a cake, is this?
Nigel does a lot of cake icing, don't you, Nigel?
Loads.
There's a stage, obviously, where it looks worse before it gets better. Is that right, Nigel?
That's right, yeah.
Chatting about icing cakes has given Debbie some inspiration.
I never thought I'd be with a cake spatula up the chimney.
If I used that,
Yeah.
you would have a fit.
Well, needs must. My cake spatula from the kitchen has got a really lovely flexible blade, so it's much easier to mould with.
Oh, beautiful. It's looking a lot better.
The top edge is definitely looking less scraggy. It does need quite a lot of refinement, doesn't it? But I think...
We've got the shape now.
Yeah.
So all we have to do now is just mould it as it's dry.
As it's setting, yeah.
Just leave it for now.
Yeah, OK, I'm just doing this bit and then...
You end up making it worse. Look, you're getting stuff all over now.
I need to walk away from this arch, Nigel. Take me away from the arch.
Hoping the spatula has done the trick, they leave the plaster to dry and move on to the curtains.
That's it?
Yeah, thank goodness.
Curtains hung, Nigel seems to have had a change of heart about Debbie's colour scheme.
I think they look good. What do you think?
I know they look good.
I think I chose well there.
I think you chose really well, Nigel.
Next, Nigel moves on to smoothing the now dried plaster before painting it over.
What do you think?
We're done. Are we done? Looks really good.
Looking very comfortable. We're going to be happy in here. It's going to be nice, yeah.
After a week of renovations, the Salon has been transformed from a tired and drab green room into one with dramatic dark walls and an elegant feel, paired with an opulent decor. A new fireplace emanates warmth with a new pellet stove, a smoothed arch and a newly tiled hearth.
Gin time?
Gin time.
Gin time.
Here's to us.
Here's to us.
Cheers.
Cheers. It's a room we want to be in now.
It's very inviting now.
I would like this place to be so much better than it was when we arrived, and so far I think we've achieved that.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll continue to do as much as we can, as long as we can.
Absolutely.
Won't we, Nigel?
Yes, I will.
Yes, dear.
Next time,
I don't like giving in to failures.
a show of strength
Oh.
Abort. We'll start again.
to weak bamboo.
This is a little bit scary for me.
A crash course
Am I supposed to be going forward?
You were!
for a swimming pool project, and artistic differences for Belinda and Lee.
You're one of the most difficult clients I've ever had to keep happy.